Good day, sir. Welcome to our new topic in this module. But before that, our topic on the previous module was all about the process in court proceedings. Now, let's go to the fourth pillar of criminal justice system, which is the court pillar. The criminal justice system is like a four-legged stool. We have law enforcement, prosecution, courts, and corrections. If one leg is weak, the whole system wobbles. First is, for example, law enforcement. Police investigate crimes, arrest suspects, and gather evidence. For example, if someone robs a bank, the police investigate, identify suspect, and may make the arrest. Sa prosecution, prosecutors decide whether to file charges and present the case in court. Using the bank robbery example, the prosecutor would review the evidence and decide whether to charge the suspect with robbery. Sa court determine guilt or innocence. If found guilty, the court decides on the sentence. The court might sentence the bank robber to 10 years in prison. So, lastly, in corrections. This is where the convicted person serves their sentence. Corrections includes prisons, jails, probation, and parole. So, in addition, correction, it is a branch of the criminal justice system concerned with the custody, supervision, and rehabilitation of criminal offenders. Corrections is the fourth pillar of Philippine criminal justice system that undertakes the information and rehabilitation of offenders for their eventual absorption into the social and economic streams of the community through institutional or community-based programs. It also refers to a generic term that includes all government agencies, facilities, programs, procedures, personnel, and techniques concerned with the investigation, intake, custody, confinement, supervision, and treatment of criminal offenders. So, for the correction as a component of criminal justice system, the term correction and correctional are words describing a variety of functions typically carried out by government agencies and involving the. So let's proceed to the corrections as a component of criminal justice system. So the term correction, corrections, and correctional describe various functions typically carried out by government agencies. These functions involve the punishment, treatment, and supervision of people convicted of crimes. A correctional system, also known as a penal system, is a network of agencies that rehabilitate convicted individuals through institutional or community-based methods. The field of academic study focus on corrections, examine the theories, policies, and programs related to its practice, including personnel, training, and management, as well as the experience of those undergoing correction. In the U.S. academia, the term shifted from penology to corrections in 1950s and 1960s.
About the two approaches of correction in the Philippines. The first one is institutional correction, institution-based correction. Rehabilitation of correctional programs takes place inside correctional facilities or is institutions, such as national penitentiaries in jails. The second one is the non-institutional correction, or what should we call na community-based correction rehabilitation, or correctional. Programs take place within the community. This is otherwise referred to as community-based correction. As punishment, it is a means of social control. It is a device to cause people to become cohesive and to induce conformity. It is the infliction of some sort of pain on the offender for violating the law. Penalty imposed as for transgression of law. Any pain, penalty, or forfeiture or confinement imposed by the court for a wrongdoing, imprisonment. It is the most common form of punishment. Putting offenders in prisons for the purpose of protecting the public at the same time.
Expiation or atonement, group vengeance. So sa expiation or atonement, it is viewed as a group vengeance. It is a form of punishment where the offender suffers to justify the collective anger or sense of injustice felt by the wrong community. For example, in some societies, the death might be subjected to public shaming or physical punishment to appease the community's outrage. So, kibali lugar, ang katong nangawat, subjected to siya para public shaming or physical punishment. Ang example sa public shaming siguro ang kanang pagbalita sa iya nga nakita yung dagway ng kini nga tao nangawat. Two forms of deterrence can be identified as specific and general. So, specific deterrence is the difference of individual being punished from committing additional crimes. So, long ago, it is achieved through corporal punishments that maim offenders in ways that precluded their ability to commit similar crimes in the future. So, ang specific difference ko na daw, it focuses on preventing an individual from re-offending. For example, where a convicted theft is given a lengthy prison sentence to stop them from stealing again. Ang isa ko nito nangawat kay gitagaan o ganang sentensya sa sulod sa kasuhan para nga mapugnan siya nga magbuhat ang iyahang sala kaniya dito. So let's proceed to deterrence and exemplarity. Here's a deterrence or exemplarity. It is the discouragement or prevention of crime similar to the one for which an offender is being sentenced. It is a future-oriented in that it seeks to prevent crimes from occurring. So there is a deterrence now. The deterrence is discouraging of crime through punishment, aiming to prevent future offenses. For example, let's say for example, strict publicized penalty for drunk driving aims to deter from others from driving under the influence. So, ang example ani katong balaod nga bawal kuno daw mag-drive ang mga humog or nakainom or masking man ganing kanang dili okay mapamati para dili ka bangga hinungdan para makasuhan ka tungod kay nag-drive ka nga hubog ka nakakay na apektuhan na lang yung tao. Justification of punishment. Retribution involves the payment of a debt both to the victim and the society. Thus, atonement for a person's offense. This literally means that paying back the offender for what he or she has done. Punishment involves a setting of scores for both the society and the victim. Victims are entitled to get even or a short personal vengeance. So, sa retribution, as a justification for punishment, means that the offender pays a debt to the both of the victim and society. It is about balancing the scales, making the offender pay back or magbayad for their actions. For example, ang isa ka tao steal sa isa ka bangko kung dako na nga large amount of money nga iyang nakawat dito nga bangko. So muna din ang retributive justice will focus on punishing ang katong nangawat through imprisonment or let's say paying in debt to society and potentially restitution, paying back the stolen money to the bank. The punishment aims to compensate the harm caused and deter future similar crimes.
General deterrence occurs when the punishment of an individual serves as an example to others who might be thinking a committing of crime. For example, giving harass punishment for offenders so that crime will not do it anymore. Protection, social defense, shown by inflexible severity and habitual diligence. Reformation, the goal of this is change criminal lifestyle into the law-abiding once it is accomplished when offender criminals patterns of behavior have been replaced by elegance to the society values.
Correction and rehabilitation of patient offenders. The administration has adopted harmonized and integrated treatment program for those clients to affect their rehabilitation. This harmonized and integrated program involves the therapeutic community modality. Correction and rehabilitation programs for patient offenders in the Philippines, like those offered by the Parole and Probation Administration or PPA, aim to reintegrate offenders into society through various methods including counseling, vocational training, and community service. The restorative justice principles and concept and the use of voluntary probation ALDIS or VPA. The therapeutic community modality is a self-help social learning treatment model used for clients with problems of drug abuse and other behavioral problems such as alcoholism, stealing, and other antisocial tendencies. As a treatment model, it includes 4 categories, namely behavior management, intellectual or spiritual aspect, emotional and social aspect, and vocational or survival aspects. In this regard, the therapeutic community modality provides a well-defined structure for a synchronized and focused implementation of the various intervention strategies activities undertaken by the agency, such as the individual and group counseling. This activity intends to assist the clients in trying to sort out their problems, identity solutions, reconcile conflicts, and help resolve them. This could be done either by individual or group interaction with the officers of the agency. Number 2, moral, spiritual values formation. Seminars, lectures, or trainings offered or arranged by the agency comprise these rehabilitation activities. Actives NGOs, schools, civic and religious organizations are tapped to facilitate the activities.
Psychological testing and evaluation as well as a psychiatric treatment are likewise provided for by the agency's Clinical Services Division, and if not possible by the reason of distance, referrals are made to other government accredited institutions. To address some of the basic needs of clients and their families, medical missions are organized to provide various forms of medical and health services including physical examination and treatment, free medicines and vitamins, dental examination and treatment, drug dependency tests, and laboratory examination. Psychological tests.
I am discussing the literacy and education. So, in coordination of literacy and education, LGU programs are adult education classes and are availed of to help clients learn basics like arithmetic. So, likewise, literacy teachings during any sessions conduct for clients become part of modules. And likewise again, linkages with educational functions and other GOS and NGOS are regularly done for free school supplies, bags, and uniform for clients, children, or relatives. So based on my understanding, this program is giving some skills like basic skills, ideas, and like they are teaching clients how to write, how to read, or especially for those with for those with little to no literacy skills.
The role of economic status. The principle of indemnification is applied equally regardless of the client's financial status. This means that even clients with limited financial resources are expected to contribute to the compensation of victims. The importance of indemnification. Indemnification, or the act of compensating victims for their losses, serves several important purposes. 1. Justice for victims. This ensures that the victims receive fair compensation for the harm they have suffered. 2. Deterrence. It discourages future wrongdoings by demonstrating that there are consequences for harmful actions. 3. Rehabilitations. It encourages clients to make responsibility for the action and to make amends for the harm they have caused. Topic for today is the payment of civil liability. The payment of civil liability or indemnification to victims of offenders is pursued regardless of the client's financial situation. This practice is intended to hold clients accountable for their actions and to emphasize their responsibility for the harm they have caused. One siya ang pagbayad sa mga kriminal sa ilang mga victims. The next topic is environmental and ecology. To promote environmental awareness and ecological balance, seminars and lectures on topics such as anti-smoke belching campaigns, organic farming, waste management, segregations and disposal, and environmental care are conducted for clients. These activities aim to instill a sense of responsibility towards environmental health. In addition to environmental initiatives, the program includes sports and physical fitness activities to improve clients' well-being. These activities include sports, games, and group play, often incorporating friendly competitions between different office sectors and staff. This fosters camaraderie and provides a healthy respite. The success of this therapeutic community treatment model relies heavily on the principles of restorative justice and includes offenders making amends to victims. Through indemnification, community serves to repair damaged relationships. Mediation and conferencing are also used to help clients reconcile with victims and community.